Okay, finally we are live. We had some technical glitches, but finally we are live. Tushadi with us from Oval, and today why we are here because cricket never stops in England. Yesterday we witnessed the historical win of Team India, and Tushadi was one of the few people who witnessed it live. So it's a historical moment for Tushadi and everyone else there. But now, from today onwards, the 100 tournament kicks off, the 100 2025, both women's and men's tournament. And the first match that going to start is from the women's division, and the first match is London Spirit versus Oval Invincibles. And London Spirit is the defending champions, so all eyes on them whether the defending champions can begin their campaign with a win or not. So, what do you, Tushadi? The 100 tournament. First, I will ask you, to discuss about the format a little bit because it's a bit tricky format for the viewers and what you are expecting from this match particularly.
Well, the 100, as it sounds, it's a 100 ball format, of course, and there's 5 ball overs,
Yes,
20 of them, so that becomes 20 into 5,
100.
100.
Yeah.
It's a weird format. I think it had been just started for entertainment. I'm not 100% sure for how long can this go on. But of course, some Indian interest there because though Indian players probably aren't playing in the women's 100, men's 100 anyway, Indian players don't
Not
play.
allowed.
But Indian franchisee league are, Indian franchisees are there. The Manchester Originals, a share of that has been bought by Sanjeev Goenka. So they have a part in Manchester Originals. Um, and Oval Invincibles also. I can't remember exactly which company has part in it, but an Indian company does have its shares in Oval
I
Invincibles,
think
which
I
is
think I think the oval
starting their
Invincibles
campaign
is
today.
by the Reliance. The oval Invincibles I think by the Reliance, and the Northern Superchargers is by the
Reliance,
Kavya
yes,
Maran.
yes,
The Kavya
yes,
Maran
correct.
side. Yeah.
Yes, correct. So I think the London Spirits, yes, they are the defending champions, of course. Who can forget whoever follows women's cricket will never forget that six by Deepti Sharma. And I do think that that was a huge change in Deepti's batting approach, gave her a lot of confidence because since then, Deepti has played some very, very important vital innings for India. Maybe she did not convert that in WPL, but for India, she has played some very, very important match winning innings after that. Now, coming to London Spirit, you know what, Snehashish? Yes, of course, they are defending champions, but they don't have two major players. One is Heather
Exactly.
Knight, who's missing out because of the injury, who was the captain last time round, the winning captain. They will be captained by Charlie Dean instead, who's one of Deepti Sharma's favorite. Just joking. Deepti got her run out at the non-striker end, which became a whole story. But anyway, Charlie Dean is the captain this time, and Deepti is actually taking rest, which is understandable because I do think the timing of the 100, especially for the women's game, is very difficult this year round. It's just before the World Cup, and most of the Indian players for workload management do not want to participate in the 100. Um, that's about it. About Oval Invincibles, I think my favorite player is playing in Oval
Yes.
Invincibles. Or I
Yes.
can easily say our favorite player, Marizane Cap, who isn't someone who will say that, you follow women's cricket and you don't like Marizane Cap, I am judging you straight up. So that's about it.
Okay, some network issue maybe Tushadi is having. So what Tushadi was continuing that Marzana Cap will be in action for Oval Invincibles and I think this is the fifth season of 100 tournament, and in the previous four seasons Oval Invincibles have won twice, so they have been a formidable side in this tournament. So they will also look to to kick off their campaign this time around with a win. But the interesting point is that okay, I think Tushadi is back. One second. Yes, yes.
There's so much wind here that my cap can fly away at any point of time.
Yes, but what you
Yeah.
are continuing, Trishadi, that Oval Invincibles. Obviously, Marjana Cap in the squad, and she will be in action. But till now, there has been no official announcement of the captain who will captain the side. And there is a huge chance maybe Alice Capsey or maybe Amanda Zad Wellington may captain the side. But for that, we have to wait to see who is coming out of the dressing room for the toss. But for London Spirit, as you mentioned, Charlie
The
Dean,
toss is
a
done,
new.
the toss is done, Snashish.
Toss is done. Okay, toss is already done. Invincible have won the toss and opted to field first.
Lauren
Okay.
Whitfield Hill is the captain and wicketkeeper of Oval
Lauren.
Invincibles.
Okay. Lauren Winfield Hill is the captain and wicket batter, as we had mentioned, and
Interesting.
they have won the toss and
Very
opted to bowl
interesting.
first.
A team that has Meg Langley, a team that has Alice Captain, a team that has Montana Cap.
Exactly, exactly. And it is being played at Lords today. So how do you expect Tushari, the wicket being played because you were there at the Lords few weeks ago for the India versus England Test match. So how do you see the pitch being played? Do you expect a high scoring game this time around?
I think there will be some. I think I think there will be something in it for the bowlers as well. I don't think it can just be all about batters. There will be some bit, especially for the pacers. And I think the biggest feature of Lords, of course, is the fact that the slope. The slope of Lords is something that actually favors the bowlers if you can use it in a right way. If you bowl from the pavilion end to left-handers, it's a very difficult angle to play. That's where I do think that there will be something in it for the bowlers, and that's exactly why I do think that Oval Invincibles chose to bowl first, and a very good decision. They have got some very good pacers in their side.
Yes, absolutely. And when you talk about pacer, in the London Spirit team also there is a pacer whom Trishadi made few weeks back, and we all know whom, the Easy Wong. So what about her, Trishadi? How do you see her going in this tournament? And I think this is a huge tournament for her to get a place for that World Cup squad for England.
Absolutely, I think it's a very important.
Yeah, I think the network is very choppy and it is very windy there. As I think you guys can hear that the sound of the wind. It is very windy there. So as I were asking Shadi that what I think that this is going to be a huge tournament for Easy Wong because she definitely will want to be in the squad for England for the upcoming ODI World Cup. But as you can see, if you follow women's cricket in the recent series that England played against India in England, Young didn't feature in every game, and though she was in the squad, but still she didn't get all the game. So I think this tournament going to be a huge opportunity for her to showcase what she's capable of, and I think that will play a huge role. Her getting a place or maybe missing a place from the squad. So let's see how she does. But overall, I think two good teams. And I was going through some interviews and many cricket experts, saying about the 100 and all. They are considering this over invincible side to be invincible enough to win this time around again. So let's see how they start. But for London Spirit, the defending champions, as I mentioned earlier, that they will look to kick off the tournament with a win. But as Tushar mentioned, they are this time around without the services of the regular captain Heather Knight. That's a huge blow because she is suffering from an injury, and I think the whole England is praying that she gets fit, by time of the World Cup because everybody wants her to see in that World Cup squad, and England need her badly. Okay, I think Tushadi is back again. Let's try again.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
there's wind. My cap flew off. I had to run. There's so much drama.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, Trishadi, there is one more player in London Spirit, that is Daniel Gibson. I think when you talk about all rounder, I think she is one of the important players of this side, and also I think from the England setup also. How do you see her? Because she is also coming back from an injury, and I think considering that the World Cup is coming, I think this is also a huge tournament for her also.
absolutely. I think England needs her to be fit because either of Heather Knight or Gibson has to be there. Not only because of their batting abilities, but because of the spin bowling. In the subcontinent conditions, if you don't get proper spinners, then I think England will anyway start a little behind, especially considering Sophie Eccleston's form has been quite bad. So, England will need backup spinners. But also, there's another player that I'm really looking forward to in London Spirits is Tara Norris.
Yes,
I
left arm.
I like that left arm. Yeah, and that left arm pace brings in a nice shape. Important tournament for her. I think she was part of the England setup at one point and then lost her place in the side. So she'll try to make a mark here. Also important is I think why the tournaments like the 100 WBBL are important for young women cricketers is because this is where you give audition for something like a WPL, which is a far more
Yes,
major tournament franchisee wise. Because of course, I mean, it happens in India, so the audience is huger, and the name, fame, a lot more at stake. So I think someone like Tara Norris was part of WPL once she was in the associate nation category. But when she came to England, she lost that place because, of course, there are a number of bowlers. But she can still, if she does well in the 100, not only stake claim in the England lineup, we can also probably start look at a WPL contract.
yes, absolutely. And then Trishadi, Meg Lanning is also there for Oval Invincibles. Word on heart. Did you expect Hart to be the captain of Oval Invincibles?
Yes, I did. I mean, when Meng Lanning is there in a team, you would actually wonder why is she not the captain.
Yes.
Exactly what I said when I read Lauren Winfield Hill as the captain. The only thing that comes to my mind is probably Lanning has said that my time playing as captain is done. Let others take that stage because it often happens. I mean, to be very honest, it's not like Lanning is going to play for Australia, right? So she's there. She's there. She'll be there in the leadership calls. She'll be there in the leadership team. But you want, I wouldn't really say young people, but you would want people who are still in contention for captaincy, for the teams, for the national teams to be the captain so that it's like a dress rehearsal. I think every franchisee league is like a dress rehearsal for the actual, the T20Is, the ODIs. That is where I would say if Meg Lanning has taken that decision and probably put herself behind, it's a good call. But I also thought, after Meg Lanning, I had genuinely thought it would be Alice Caps.
Yes, I also thought. I also thought
Also,
that Alice
something very
will be the captain.
interesting. Um, I actually took a picture with Alice Capsey, not the real one, the painted one on in Kia Oval. That is one more reason I thought that Alice Capsey probably would be the captain because
Yeah.
her picture was there with the oval Invincibles jersey, and it was in a big way. So I genuinely thought probably, in fact, I was under the impression that Alice Capsey is going to get the captaincy. So I had taken that picture in my head. I had the Instagram caption thought that with the captain and all that. But I have been put straight down to earth by the Oval Invincibles. But
Yes,
also, I want to
absolutely.
complain against Oval Invincibles. I wanted to buy the jersey. It's a beautiful jersey, and Lanning is there, Cap is there. So indirectly, I'm supporting Oval Invincibles, right?
Yes,
But
yes, and
my word,
Tushadi, being a DC fan, you are a huge DC fan in WPL. Three DC players are there: Meg Lanning, Madison Cap, and Alice Capsey.
exactly
Definite connection is there.
correct, and that's why I went to buy the jersey, and it's a beautiful jersey. I love that color. It's £70. What did you expect me to do? Sell my house and buy that? How are people buying jerseys? Guys, come
I
on.
I I expect you to go to the store, take the jersey. Oh, it's look beautiful. Thank you, and come back.
Exactly what I did. Exactly what I told Rohan. This jersey is beautiful. And he said, "What is the price?" Both of us looked at the price and said, "The jersey is beautiful, not for our pockets."
Yes. Okay. Okay. And moving on, I think Charlie Dean. How do you read Tushadi Charlie Dean as a captain? Do you expect her to be, to be a little bit bold or maybe a calm approach? How do you see that? See that?
Is she calm? Because if I can remember
There is a
Charlie
little bit
Dean,
aggressive part. Yes, there is a little
yes.
bit aggressive.
I think as a captain, I would be more interested in seeing if she's proactive, you know.
Hmm.
And Charlie Dean as a captain here could be very important. I'll tell you why. Because Nat Silverbrand does not look like a captain who's super proactive. You know, she
Yes.
needs that time probably. But yeah, I mean, from whatever captaincy I have seen of Nat Silverbrand, I think there's a lot more to ask from someone like her. But now, say for example, if Charlie Dean as a captain has a very good 100, then she can be part of that leadership group. Because make no mistake, when it comes to subcontinent conditions, Charlie Dean will be a very, very important factor. And
Definitely.
once she becomes that spinner, because I think among all the spinners that England has, not London Spirit, I would say Charlie Dean is the most important one and the one whose bowling style will suit subcontinent conditions. That is where I think the captaincy in the 100 becomes important. If she gets that confidence, if she gets the captaincy, like does the captaincy well, then she can actually help Nat Silverbrand.
Yes.
And it always helps, if a Sophie Eccleston says something to Nat Silverbrand, you know that Nat Silverbrand can rely on that because she's a very good bowler. In the same way, the same thing goes for Charlie Dean. And Charlie also has to act upon her batting. One good innings is not going to help. She has to be way more consistent.
Yes, absolutely. And another spinner is there. I think Sarah Glenn. I think
Oh
she
yes.
will give that support to Charlie Dean, and I think those overs will be crucial for London Spirit's success. But what I want to ask Tushar is that how do you see the advertisement of 100 in England, because you have been in England for a long
Oh,
time now.
brilliant. I
Brilliant, huh?
cannot tell you, Snehashish. You know what? Buses have the 100, shops have
Okay,
the 100, stadium has the 100, and not only the 100, the way men's and women's cricket, the way men's and women's matches are put here. So, in every single venue that you go to, there is a poster which has the
okay,
list of England men's, England women's, and the 100 matches poster for that particular venue. And every
lovely.
single venue has that. Every single venue. So if you're walking past, you will know exactly what matches are to be there in the venue. You would know which tickets to get, when to get. And in fact, forget about the 100. The 100 is still happening right now.
Yes,
The posters are there for the next year Women's World Cup. Now go to India. This year's Women's World Cup poster is yet to be out. So when you say that, audience is not coming, audience is not aware, can you believe it? When men's cricket is happening in the stadium, Women's World Cup ad is going on. And they have released the ticket for Women's World Cup right now, next year. They are
basically.
advertising, yeah, they are giving an early bird discount and advertising that, you know what, you can go and buy, reserve your ticket right now.
Lovely, lovely. I think that's the area that every board should look upon, and I think you have to learn that. I think it's brilliant, brilliant thing. And I am really wondering that the time might come that me and Trishadi applying for the accreditation for the next World Cup before India's World Cup. This
I
might
agree.
happen.
I agree.
This might happen. I don't know. I don't want that to happen. But if it happens, I am not in a shocking. It can happen. It can
Absolutely. I mean, in fact, you know what? All the journalists, all the British journalists, the moment this yesterday the match was over, we were just chatting. When are we going to meet next? And people were asking me, what is next for you? So I said, Women's World Cup, and I kept saying Women's World Cup to everyone. After some time, somebody came and told me, no, no, but that is next year. What about this year? What
this
is
year.
next? I said, no, but this year there's a World Cup. What World Cup? I said, there's a Women's World Cup in India. What are you talking about? and
and
people
that
have
to
completely forgotten
that
that.
to a 50 over World Cup. That to a 50 over
Exactly.
World Cup, and
That
people
will
are
be
still unaware.
the original World Cup. People
Yes,
know about the
absolutely.
Lord's Test right now. I have actually got messages, people saying,
Mhm.
"Oh, is there a Lord's Test this year?" I said, "No, it's next year."
Next
They're
year,
like, "But
yes,
abhi se kyun aap de rahe hain yaar? There's it's all over England. That women's test, India versus England, Lord's 10th July 2026. 30th September 2025, India is playing their first World Cup match in Bengaluru. Have you seen
yes.
a single poster? And by the way, Snehashish, this poster about Lords that I'm talking about, I've seen it in Manchester, not in London. Manchester
Whoa,
itself. London, of course, sure. London, that is where the
obviously.
match will happen.
Venue,
Yeah.
yes.
But I have seen that in Manchester. I've seen that in Trent Bridge. That's the kind
It
of
speaks
promotion they do.
it speaks a lot of volume. I think it speaks a lot of volume,
And then
and
when
I think every
Indian team
board needs to
loses,
think.
no, Snehashish, and then when Indian team loses, and people say that why India does not win the World Cup, people don't want to watch women's cricket because there is no World Cup. England has been failing to produce any good performance for almost 1 year.
Yes,
You will not see anybody here talking like that. They still want to turn up for the World Cup. In fact, one of the British journalists, I will not name who, has been urging me, why don't you write more texts on women's cricket? Because there's not enough text on women's cricket. I went to the Lancashire, so every ground here has a merchandise shop, and there they have a museum where books are being sold at a very low price. I mean, cricket
okay,
history books. So I went and asked them about two, three women's cricket books, and they said extremely sorry that we do not have it. They noted it down. They said, "Are you coming next year?" I said, "Mostly I'm coming next year. We'll get you. We'll get the books for you. We'll keep it for you. And if you're
lovely,
not coming, give us the address. We'll send it to you."
lovely, lovely,
That's the interest.
fantastic,
They know
fantastic.
everybody. They know more about the Deepti Sharmas, the Smriti Mandanas. In
Then
fact,
Indian,
the Jhulan Goswamis, the Mitali Rajas, then we know. And we speak about.
lovely,
One of
lovely.
the British journalists told me that you know how much women's cricket has. I mean, there's a poetic justice about the whole thing. When Mithali Raj was ringing the bell in Lords, she
Yes,
was like, how much poetic justice is there in this moment? This woman has done so much for women's cricket back in India. And then the next line actually hit me hard. She said, "But you know what? You guys don't respect women's cricket much. I see people not respecting her enough." And I was like, what can I say?
bitter truth, bitter truth, bitter truth.
I
That's what
was like, what
people.
can I say?
Yes, yes. Okay. Enough of discussion. We'll come back to this because this discussion will not stop. This
Yeah.
discussion will not stop. So better we focus on the match. The match has started. So thank you, Tushati. Thank you everyone for joining in. We will back for the post match show, right? Yes,
Yes.
we'll back for the post match show. So till then, enjoy the match. Let's see
No,
who begins
let's
their
make
captain.
one more announcement. Let's make one more announcement. So we will be covering the 100 women's part every single day with pre-match and post-match. Only
Yes,
tomorrow I will be on the flight. So
yes,
tomorrow Snehashi will hold the fort, but rest of
yes.
the days both of us will come together and do this show. As of now,
Exactly,
I'll go
exactly,
to the London Eye and then
exactly, exactly.
I'll
Exactly.
come back for the
You enjoy London Eye and obviously the match also. Until then, you also enjoy the match. We will definitely back for the post match. So thank you for joining in. Till then, take care.